So off they went. Jesus headed, as usual, for the Mount of Olives, to the place called Gethsemane, and his disciples followed him. When he came to the place, he said to them, "You sit here and stay, and pray that you won't come into the trial, while I go over there and pray." He took Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee, James and John, with him, and began to be quite overcome, very upset, and deeply distressed. "My soul is overwhelmed with grief," he said, "even right to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch with me." He then withdrew from them about a stone's throw and fell to the ground on his face and prayed that, if possible, the moment might pass from him. "Abba, my Father," he said, "all things are possible for you. If you wish it, if it's possible, please take this cup away from me. Let it go away from me. But not what I want, but what you want. It must be your will, not mine." He returned to the disciples and found them asleep. "Are you asleep, Simon?" he said to Peter. "So, couldn't you keep watch with me for a single hour? Watch and pray so that you don't get pulled down into the time of trouble and testing. The spirit is eager, but the body is weak." Again, for the second time, he went off and prayed, saying the same words, "My Father, if it's not possible for this to pass unless I drink it, let your will be done." And again, when he returned, he found them asleep because their eyes were very heavy. They had no words to answer him. Once more he left them and went away. He prayed for the 3rd time, using the same words once again. An angel appeared to him from heaven, strengthening him. By now he was in agony, and he prayed very fervently, and his sweat became like clots of blood falling on the ground. Then he got up from praying and came to the disciples a 3rd time and found them asleep because of sorrow. He said to them, "All right, you can sleep as much as you want now and have a good rest. The job is done. The time has come. The Son of Man is betrayed into the clutches of wicked people. Get up. Let's be on our way. Look, here comes the man who's going to betray me." At once, while he was still speaking, there was Judas, one of the 12. He arrived from the chief priests, the legal experts, and the elders of the people, leading a large band of soldiers with swords, torches, and clubs, along with some servants of the chief priests and the Pharisees. He had known the place because Jesus often used it as a meeting place with his disciples. Jesus knew everything that was going to happen to him. He went out to meet them. "Who are you looking for?" he asked. "Jesus of Nazareth," they answered. "I'm the one," he said to them. Judas, his betrayer, was standing there with them, so when he said, "I'm the one," they went back a few paces and fell on the ground. He repeated his question. "Who are you looking for?" "Jesus of Nazareth," they said. "I told you, I'm the one." The intending betrayer had given them a coded sign. "The one I kiss, that's him. Seize him and take him away safely." So he approached Jesus at once to kiss him. "Greetings, Rabbi," he said, and kissed him. But Jesus said to him, "Judas, are you going to betray the Son of Man with a kiss? My friend, what have you come to do?" "So," said Jesus to the crowd, "if you are looking for me, let these people go." He said this so as to fulfill the word he had spoken when he said, "I haven't lost any of the people you gave me." Then they came and laid hands on Jesus and arrested him. At that, Jesus' followers saw what was about to happen. "Master," they said, "should we go in with the swords?" At that, Simon Peter, who had a sword, reached out his hand, drew it, and struck the high priest's servant, cutting off his right ear. The servant's name was Malchus. "Enough of that," said Jesus to Simon Peter, and healed the ear with a touch. "Put your sword back in its sheath, where it belongs." People who use the sword die by the sword. Don't you realize that I could call on my Father and have him send me more than 12 legions of angels just like that? But how then can the Bible come true when it says this has to happen? Do you imagine I'm not going to drink the cup my Father has given me?" Then Jesus spoke to the chief priests, the temple guardsmen, and the elders who had come after him. "Anyone would think you've come after some kind of brigand. Fancy needing swords and clubs to arrest me. Day after day I've been sitting in the temple courts with you, teaching under your noses, and you never laid a finger on me. But your moment has come at last, and so has the power of darkness, because the writings of the prophets must be fulfilled." So the band of soldiers, with the officer and the Judean attendants, arrested Jesus, tied him up, and took him off.